What's going on? In this video, I will be unboxing and providing an overview of this Alpine KTP-445U amplifier. This is a power pack meant to supplement underpowered head units, and that's exactly what I have in my car, an underpowered head unit. So if you're in a similar situation and you've been contemplating between maybe replacing your head unit or adding an amplifier, this is a pretty good solution. So I will be unboxing, providing that overview. This video will also serve as an introduction to the next video, which is going to be a detailed installation in my WRX, my 2017 WRX, and also a review. Obviously, what you see here is what you get. You're going to get your installation bracket so you can actually mount it to any surface, all the cables you're going to need to perform your installation, and your manual. Not everyone is going to need those, but there they are. As you can see, it's pretty small. It's meant to go inside a glove box or maybe behind a radio or behind a glove box. So that's why it's small like this. Alright, so I have all of the components laid out on the table, and I'm going to go over each and every one of these wires, and I'm also going to give you some basic information on the amplifier itself. The amplifier is a 4-channel amplifier. It puts out 45 watts RMS per channel. It has a built-in high-pass filter for your front and rear channels, so that if you want to drive tweeters or something like that, you can select the proper frequency cutoff. It has a selector switch for 2 or 4 channel operation, and it has a selector switch for RCA or speaker level inputs. On this side it has a fuse, and on this side it has independently adjustable gain controls for the front or the rear. One thing to note, the U stands for universal. So this particular model, you can use it on any head unit. There is a KTP-445A version of this, which is just for Alpine stereo systems. So if you're looking to get this, make sure you get the U one if you don't have an Alpine head unit. Alright, so this cable right here is going to be your input cable. So if you happen to have preamp outputs on your head unit, you're going to be using these RCA connectors. Most stock head units don't come with preamp outputs. For those of us who don't have preamp outputs, we're going to just be cutting these right off here and using the wires themselves. And this is going to be your input. This wire right here is a remote turn-on cable for another amplifier that you may have, that you may use. So I'm not going to be using that cable personally. So that's the input. Then you have your output cable. And your output cable has 3 special wires in it that you need to know what they are. That's your battery, your 12-volt battery input, fused, your ground cable, and your accessory turn-on cable. The amplifier itself is built so that you don't have to run special cables for it or anything like that. It's made basically so you can pull out your head unit and use the wires that are already back there to power the unit, because it doesn't really put out that much power. So it's meant so that you can just use your head unit's 12-volt supply and your accessory and find a ground point very close to it. Personally, I'm going to run a cable from the battery, but you don't have to. These cables right here are the 8 wires for your speakers. So these are your outputs, and I'm going to show you how this is going to go. So pretending that this is our head unit, and here's our speaker for doors. You're going to have to find your cables from your head unit that go to your speakers and splice them. Basically, you have to cut them right down the middle and put the end that goes out from your head unit is going to connect to these, and then these cables right here are going to connect to the end that goes out to the speakers. Okay, so it's going to go just like that. These cables there to the speakers, and these cables here to the amplifier. The unit is meant to be tucked in behind your head unit or in a glove box or something like that. So the cables are just long enough to kind of reach the back of the head unit from a location like that. Personally, I'm going to be mounting it under the passenger seat. So I am going to do a whole different setup, and I'm going to be going over that in the next video. But for most users, they're going to be putting it in a glove box or something like that. So that's it. This video was just an unboxing and an overview of the amplifier. Next video is going to be a detailed installation of this amplifier in my 2017 WRX. I've been struggling with the underpowered head unit that absolutely sucks in those cars, and you know, I went back and forth between getting a new head unit and installing an amplifier, and I decided to leave the head unit with all the functionality it comes with and the stock look of it. I decided to leave that intact and just instead install this amplifier. So I'm going to be covering that in the next video. So if you're interested, please watch that video. I'm also going to do a detailed review of the amplifier with some before and after comparisons. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out when it comes out. As always, thanks a lot for watching and take care.